and subcooling on simple vapor compression refrigeration system or simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle. It will now appropriate to use pH chart. This is pH chart for studying the effect of superheating and subcooled liquid. Now, first condition, the effect of superheating on the simple vapor compression refrigeration system. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the initial vapor compression refrigeration cycle, and by superheating, the final condition, final cycle is 1, 2 days, 3 days, 4, 1. Is the final refrigeration cycle after superheating. The point 2 is shifted to 2 days, 3 is shifted to 3 days. By this pH chart, we observed that the refrigerant effect, that is amount of heat extracted from surrounding in initial condition, is equals to H2 minus H1. And refrigerant effect in final condition is H2 dash minus H1. Means by superheating, the refrigerant effect increases. Then what will happen on the compressor work? Initially compressor work is H3 minus H2 because 2 to 3 is the adiabatic compression process. So 3 to 2 means or 2 to 3 is reversible adiabatic compression process in compression. So work on compressor is S3 minus S2. In final condition, work on compressor S3 dash minus S2 dash. By this diagram, this figure, we are not able to tell that compressor work increases or decreases. So this can be identified by using the formula for compressor work, that is WC is equals to Cp T2 multiplied by P3 upon P2 gamma minus 1 or gamma minus 1 means Cp T2 multiplied by P3 upon P2 to the power gamma minus 1 upon gamma minus 1 means compressor work, it directly depends on the pressure ratio and inlet temperature. Inlet temperature, that is T2, inlet to compressor. The pressure ratio is not changed, it remains same for both condition, but inlet temperature changed 2 and 2 days. 2 is the dry and saturated condition and 2 days is the superheated condition at the same pressure. The T2 days is greater than T2, therefore compressor work increases. So in this condition, refrigerant effect increases, compressor work also increases. So we are not able to tell that COP increases, decreases or remains the same value. It depends on the which type of refrigerant we are using. As in case of R12 refrigerant, the COP of refrigerant system increases. Or in case of refrigerant R717 means ammonia, the COP of this refrigeration system decreases by superheating. So what we observed, when superheat occurs in the suction pipe of, that is in the suction pipe that is outside the refrigerated space, the refrigerant effect per kilogram of refrigerant circulated remains the same. But the system needs a large compressor due to high specific volume at suction. At suction, specific volume is high, so large size of compressor is needed. So the power consumption is increases. Therefore, large amount of work needed as compared to the initial condition. That is also one reason, that is specific volume increases, large amount of volume need to flow through the compressor, the power consumption is increases in this condition. So due to this compression, the exit temperature is T3 days. In this case T3, so T3 days is greater than T2. Obviously, with superheat outside the refrigerant space, the compressor capacity, the power per ton refrigerant, and the condenser capacity become greater than that of simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle. This degree of superheat, this degree of superheat can be reduced by locating the evaporator near the compressor and insulating the pipe carrying low pressure refrigerant. So what we will observe, by superheating, refrigerant effect increases, compressor work increases because inlet temperature increases, that is T2 days is greater than T2. Therefore COP, we can't identify COP by this figure. For this, for R12 COP increases and for ammonia COP decreases by superheating. It is also very important that this isoentropic line 2 to 3 and this isoentropic line 2 days 3 days, this is more steeper, means the slope of 2 3 is greater than 2 days 3 days, means this is flatter line. So therefore S3 minus S2 is less than S3 days minus S2 days. So therefore compressor work is high in this case as compared to the this case. So in this case larger size of compressor is needed, or we also concluded the degree of superheat can be reducing by locating the evaporator near the compressor. Now another condition, that is the effect of subcooling. Initial cycle is 1, 2, 3, 4 and after subcooling cycle is 1 days, 2, 3, 4 days. Now by this pH chart we observed that the refrigerant effect in initial condition is H2 minus H1 and in final condition H2 minus H1 days. So we observed that the refrigerant effect increases by subcooling of refrigerant or fluid. Then compressor work remains unchanged in initial condition 2-3 or in final condition also 2-3. So refrigerant effect increases, compression work remains unchanged. So therefore COP the ratio of refrigerant effect and compressor work. So COP is increases because refrigerant effect increases and compressor work remains unchanged. So if we want same cooling as compared to the initial condition, the mass of refrigerant flow through this evaporator reduced. The mass of refrigerant reduced. So reduced mass is wants to flow through this compressor. So we can reduce the size of compressor in this case. So if size of compressor is reduced, so work done on compressor reduced. So these are the conclusion. The effect of superheating, refrigerant effect increases, whereas work done directly depends on the inlet temperature to the compressor T2 and T2 days. For R12 COP will increase, whereas for ammonia COP will decreases. And in case of subcooling, the refrigerant effect and COP increase, compressor work remains unchanged, and for same cooling less amount of mass flow through the evaporator coil as well as through the compressor. So size of compressor can be reduced and less amount of power consumed for this simple vapor compression refrigeration cycle. The amount of undercooling. What is undercooling? 4 to 4 days. The amount of undercooling is limited by the temperature and the quantity of cooling fluid available and the essential temperature difference required for the transfer of heat. This is superheating. So T3 days minus T3 at pressure P2 or at P3 P4 in this P3 P4. T3 days minus T2 at condenser pressure degree of superheat. T2 days minus T2 at evaporator pressure degree of superheat. In this case, at condenser pressure, T4 minus T4 days in the degree of subcooling or degree of undercooling.